If you've ever looked at a departures board and seen hundreds of flights listed, you might have wondered which airport is actually the busiest in North America. Airports, just like airlines, compete fiercely to be the largest, the most connected, and the most efficient. But the answer isn't as simple as naming one airport, because busiest can mean different things. It can mean the most flights, the most seats offered, or the most passengers moving through the terminals. And when you look at those different metrics, two airports rise clearly to the top. So in this video we take a look at which airport is the busiest in North America, comparing Chicago O'Hare and Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, and exploring how route networks, airline hubs and infrastructure all shape their massive operations. When considering the number of aircraft movements, Chicago O'Hare International Airport takes the title. According to Flights From, the Chicago O'Hare International Airport handles about 1,045 flights every day, excluding freight and charter flights. That works out to roughly 43 or 44 flights per hour on average, an incredible pace that shows just how intense operations are at one of the United States' biggest hubs. The Chicago O'Hare International Airport also ranks high in other metrics. Data from OAG shows Chicago O'Hare placed third among US airports for the number of available seats in 2025, with about 50.6 million seats offered. Globally, it ranked 8th for seat capacity provided in January. Those numbers confirm that O'Hare is not just busy with takeoffs and landings, but also massive in overall connectivity. A big reason for that is its route network. Like most major US hubs, Chicago O'Hare has a dense domestic network, especially across the eastern United States. It also connects to destinations across Canada, Central America, and South America. But where the Chicago O'Hare International Airport really stands out is long-haul connectivity. The airport is strongly linked to Europe and East Asia, with additional routes to the Middle East and even one route to Africa. Some of the longest flights from Chicago include services to Delhi with Air India, daily flights to Hong Kong with Cathay Pacific, and service to Addis Ababa with Ethiopian Airlines. With connections spanning 5 continents, Chicago O'Hare International Airport operates as a true global hub. Handling that many flights requires serious infrastructure. Chicago O'Hare has 8 runways along with extensive terminal facilities. This layout allows the airport to maintain a high number of aircraft movements with remarkable precision. Of course, one airline plays a huge role in O'Hare's dominance. Chicago is a major hub for United Airlines. United and its regional partner United Express account for more than half of all flights at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport. The airline operates a wide mix of narrow-body and wide-body aircraft from the hub, serving domestic, regional, and long-haul international routes. Although American Airlines has long competed with United and O'Hare, United has increased its market share over the last decade and continues investing in its presence there. Because of United's role, Chicago O'Hare International Airport also functions as a Star Alliance hub in the United States, welcoming alliance members like Lufthansa, Air Canada, Turkish Airlines, Air India, Ethiopian Airlines, ANA, Avianca, and others. But when we look at a different metric, seat capacity, the answer changes. Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport takes the title as the busiest airport in North America in terms of seats offered. Atlanta provided about 63.1 million seats in 2025, about 12.5 million more than Chicago, even though it had fewer daily flights. This shows that Atlanta often handles larger aircraft or fuller flights. Globally, Atlanta ranks as one of the busiest airports in the world for seat capacity. In January alone, it offered over 4.5 million seats, significantly more than Chicago during the same period. Atlanta also participates in the TSA One-Stop Security Program, which allows easier passenger connections by reducing additional screening after arrival. That helps streamline transfers in a massive hub. When comparing route networks, Atlanta is similar to Chicago within the Americas. It serves a huge number of US destinations, especially across the eastern states, along with routes to Canada, Central America, and South America. But Atlanta's long-haul network is slightly less diverse than Chicago's. Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport serves Europe extensively and offers more destinations in South America and Africa than Chicago O'Hare International Airport. However, it has fewer connections to East Asia and the Middle East. Atlanta connects to only a couple of East Asian destinations, while Chicago links to multiple cities in China, Japan, and South Korea. Atlanta also lacks direct routes to India and offers fewer Middle Eastern flights than Chicago. Even so, Atlanta's higher seat capacity reflects strong demand. Much like Chicago, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport runs an extremely efficient operation. The airport has 5 runways, slightly fewer than Chicago O'Hare, which partly explains the difference in aircraft movement totals. Just like Chicago is dominated by United Airlines, Atlanta is dominated by Delta Airlines. Over decades, Delta and ATL have grown together. While other airlines operate flights there, Delta provides the majority of flights and seat capacity. Schedule data from September 2025 showed Southwest Airlines and Frontier Airlines as the second and third largest carriers at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, offering hundreds of thousands of seats. Delta, in comparison, offered over 4 million seats across nearly 25,000 flights that month. Including regional partners like Delta Connect, the airline holds more than 50% market share at the airport. Because Delta is a core member of the SkyTeam Alliance, Atlanta also functions as an alliance hub. Airlines like Air France, KLM, Virgin Atlantic, SAS and Korean Air operate there, feeding passengers into Delta's huge network. Comparing Chicago and Atlanta shows how different definitions of busiest lead to different answers. Chicago O'Hare handles more flights each day, thanks to its 8 runways and global connectivity. Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson offers more seats overall, reflecting high demand and larger aircraft usage. Both airports serve as hubs for major airlines, shaping their traffic patterns and route networks. Both connect passengers across continents, and both represent the scale and complexity of modern aviation. Ultimately, the busiest airport depends on how you measure it. By aircraft movements, Chicago leads. By seat capacity, Atlanta takes the top position. Together, they show how airports compete not just on size, but on efficiency, connectivity, and strategic partnerships. What do you think? If you had to choose, which airport truly deserves to be called the busiest in North America? Let us know by leaving a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more aviation content. See you next time. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. Visit simpleflying.com.